We're invincible. Trust in me. We're invincible. Don't you see? We're invincible.
What is now episode 4 of the Better Than De Boer challenge, taking Crystal Palace. The idea was onto better things, but obviously, as you've seen so far, that hasn't really happened. So the screen we're looking at right now, yeah, we're in, 16th of December now. About a week ago, just a couple of days ago, we got this, a meeting with the board, and basically I was pretty much begging for my job. I managed to salvage another month to turn around the fortunes. So that's what we're going to try and do. Luckily, most of the big games have been, out the way. I had to argue really hard to keep my job. I really thought that was going to be the end of the save after sort of 3 episodes. But let's see how we've done since we last here. So we left off with the games against Everton and West Brom, and I said I was going to come back for either the Manchester United and Man City game or the Arsenal and Tottenham game. I haven't come back for either of those. I've gone a little bit further on than that, which I'll sort of get into in a minute, which you'll probably see once I go on to the next screen, so the schedule. So yeah, Everton and West Brom. So that was up here, I believe. Yeah, up here, Everton and West Brom. So obviously we lost 5-1 to Everton. Not a great result, especially when they're a team that was struggling around us as well. 2-1 loss at home to West Brom. Not great. So off save, then I went against the Brighton game. I was thinking of coming back for this one because obviously it's the big derby game. Luckily I didn't, because yet again that's a 4-2 loss away from home. They took the lead. Then I got it back to 1-1. I'll go into the game here. I think it was Zaha, if I recall, got the equaliser. It was indeed. Zaha got the equaliser. No, and Josh Townsend actually got the equaliser. And then I think we took the lead. We actually took the lead in this game. And Josh Townsend after 7 minutes. They brought it back to 1-1, 2-1. We brought it back to 2-2. 3 goals in 3 minutes, which is absolutely ridiculous. Wilfried Zaha. Not much else really happened in that game. We were then chasing the game, obviously, and we let in another goal. I don't know who scored it. I think it was quite late on as well. It's in 76th minute. Yeah, so 4-2. We're chasing the game. I had to go for it. We lost 4. It was lose 4-2 or try and get back to sort of 3-3. Unfortunately, it went the 4-2. So then we followed that up with a game against Chelsea at Selhurst Park. I put us down as a 4-4-2 in this game. It was a real sort of attacking, like long ball, Wimbledon, crazy gang-esque sort of setup. That is everything that the scouts said Chelsea would be weak against. Looking at the score, you'd say 2-1 against Chelsea in a team that's really struggling. That's not so bad. Marcos Alonso with a double, one really late on. We equalised just before half time. Really good time to equalise. Went into the half time team talk really positive. Came out second half, really stifled them, stopped them playing very well. I mean, it was quite even in terms of shots. Well, pretty much identical. The possession obviously was very much in their favour, but I was set up for that, and it was really about what we did when we had the ball and turning it over quickly and not dwelling on the ball and sitting on the ball like we maybe have done for some of the games. But this game meant it was 5 lost in a row heading into the international break, so really wasn't a great time. We then came back after the international break against Watford, must-win game. They were down there at the bottom with us, still are down there at the bottom with us. I sort of tweaked the tactic against Chelsea a little bit. Obviously, against a team that's struggling, I wasn't expecting the 4-4-2 long ball to be completely great. It was the same sort of basis, really. We did go 1-0 down, and I was thinking, oh, no, we didn't go 1-0 down, not against Watford. So it's kind of a tactic I delved around a bit. 4-4-2, I sort of played a little bit on my Football Manager 16 Pentagon save, particularly in the first division in South Africa, where again wasn't blessed with the best talent of tactical and technical ability. So it was kind of a needed, really. We did lose Benteke to injury quite early on after half an hour, so that was another sort of blow to us. But we managed to get a couple of goals. Karim managed to get one, and Rossi, I think that was his first goal for us as well, right at the end as they were chasing the game. As you can see as well, they'd also gone down to 10 men. Decore got injured on 81st minute, and they'd already made all 3 subs. So a massive win in the context of the season. And who knows, if that hadn't have happened, we probably wouldn't have been sitting as far as we were, and not being sacked. I think if we'd lost that game, that would have been it, I think. So after Watford, we then had to face Manchester United at Old Trafford. I kept the same again for this game as I did against Watford and sort of semi-Chelsea. Well, it's more the Watford setup, really. Just to try and stifle them again, just try and stop the goals going in against, and just see if we could nick something. We did stifle them. Obviously, they had a lot of shots, not many on target. It was a lot of long-range shots. Again, the possession was very much in their favour, as is expected. Sacco producing a great performance. I mean, a 7.4, not amazing, but compared to what we've seen this season, that's not bad. And Juan Mata on the half an hour gives them the goal. But that was pretty much all that happened highlight-wise in that game. And to be fair, you can see Juan Mata, he absolutely dominated that game, and he was the only real standout performer, really. So 1-0 Old Trafford, not the worst result in the world, but we're running out of time, and we need some wins. So up next we had Man City. Again, it was away. As you can see, we won 3-1. This game could be the turning point of our season, which we'll get onto in a minute, because you can see some of the other results there already, which are a bit of a spoiler. But so we won 3-1. I thought the scouts gave me a bit of an idea as well with how Man City are a bit vulnerable, and it gave me a bit of an idea to work with. 3 at the back, just try and stop those goals going in. In this game, I also went with 3 strikers, just to try and also give us a few more goals. We're not scoring goals and we're letting them in. So the idea with the 3 at the back, which with the wing backs really is a 5 at the back, just gave us that extra bit of stability at the back, but with enough going forward that, you know, if we get the ball forward, we have a bit of a chance of scoring. I had to stick Zaha up front. I am training him as a striker, but he's very much a winger. No wing play in this tactic. Very much all down the middle, just trying to condense the middle of the park, make us hard to beat, give us something at the other end. And Zaha, got one. Rossi got another 2. He's really sort of finding his feet the last couple of weeks, especially since Benteke got injured. So yeah, he looks to be a good signing, and now as he's getting fitter, he's getting better. Wasn't expecting anything out of this game. It was 0-0 at half time. The highlights kind of still showed that Man City were, as you can see from the numbers of shots and the possession, still very much dominant. Everything in the first half, that wasn't a great deal, but everything was Man City. I was getting a bit worried. I was thinking, I might have to chop it and change it again at half time. What can I do? But really good team talk at half time, and we just came out blitzing in the second half. They were all really close timed goals as well. So we got Zaha on 72, Rossi on 75 and 78. Before Toure got a penalty in the 90th minute. I think it was a mistake from, I do recall, it was Joel Ward. But generally, the defence played really well on the whole. Everything that came into the box was getting cleared. There's a few wayward passes going forward, which leads me kind of onto the Spurs game a little bit. I think it was the Spurs game that a little bit of another change happened, but a 3-0 win. Now, this isn't a Tottenham team that are particularly playing well. Again, the stats are there. Possession in their favour, shots in their favour, but again, not as many on target as there should be. A lot of poor performances in that Chelsea team. A lot of 6 point somethings. In fact, not one player hit 7 point something. Where you look at our team, lots of 8s, lots of 7s. This was just a masterclass. And if you look, it actually was the same tactic as Manchester City. So perhaps at home, it was a bit more solid at home, or maybe we just had played a really good game and against a slightly weaker, struggling team. Who knows? But we came in, played really well. Rossi on the score sheet again, just before half time. MacArthur came off the bench, scored one late on. I've just noticed they've got Chris Smalling in their team. Didn't notice that in the game. He was so missing in the game that I didn't even notice that in the game. Not long after this game, in fact, I think just around the time I got my message, Pochettino was actually sacked, and I'm not sure if they've replaced him yet. Let's take a look. Have they replaced him? Scott Parker is Tottenham manager. So that's a strange one. Is it his first sort of job at all? He's under 18s manager, promoted to manager. So he's caretaker manager. Okay, so they haven't appointed a full-time manager just yet. So with that, then came on the Arsenal game. As you can see, a 2-2 draw at the Emirates. Again, nothing to be sniffed at. A great result. And this is the game where I tweaked it a little bit. So we went to 2 up front. Again, the 3 at the back. We switched out a striker for a defensive midfielder, but kept the 2 in the middle, just to give us a bit more solidity. Because I wasn't quite happy with the way the team was completely defending. Although we weren't conceding lots of goals, there was still play, and we had a lot of last-ditch tackles keeping us in games. So, yeah. From that, Rossi's goal was a mistake from Mustafi, so it's actually the Arsenal defence that was making mistakes in this game. Rossi pounced on one, gave us the lead just before half-time. Again, a great time to take the lead. We went into the second half. James Tompkins scored from a corner. Something that's become a bit of a theme in the last couple of games, which I think it was against Spurs as well. I think he scored one from the corner. It was Spurs or Man City, I can't remember which. Scores from the corner, and 2-0 up. I was thinking, happy days, we're going to pull ourselves out the relegation zone. But yeah, I should have settled for it. Shut up shop, take the 2-0. At 2-1, Alex Iwobi grabs one back. I'm thinking, should be taking this back, but no, just carry on playing what we're doing. And then a minute later, Mustafi, again, I think it was from a corner, gives them 2-2. And unfortunately, in the last minute, Zaha misses a sitter, literally an open goal, and it would have given us a 3-2 when he came off the bench. I think he did. He came off the bench for Benteke, who was back just from injury at this point, so I had to take him out. Wasn't having the best game. He hasn't really done much for us this season at all. I don't think he's even scored yet. I'll have to have a look into that. But in fact, let's take a quick look at that. Has Benteke scored this season in the Premier League? He's got one in 12 games. So really not good enough. So 2-2 draw, and just after this game, Sean Dyche is sacked by Everton. So he's not been in the job long, and he's already gone before Christmas. So we then follow that up against West Ham. They're playing quite well. I think they're about 7th or 8th in the division. So not a weak team by any chance, but this was just the Lanzini show. And this is actually the game where James Tompkins again scored from a corner, but that was to equalise. Lanzini in the last 10 minutes of the game just run us riot. Did he come on? No, he started the game. He just run us riot. Scored a great goal from outside the box. And then Tompkins equalised. And then he just piped up with another one. I think another long distance one, or a free kick or something. It was a good game, but again, they were massively dominant, massive in the shots. We didn't quite push on as much in this game as I'd hoped. We were a little bit tired because I think this was our second game in 3 days, or third game in 8 days, or something like that. It was ridiculous. So really tired. Haven't got the squad depth to cope with that, and yeah, it was a really tough game. So let's now go and take a look at the tactic that we are sort of utilising now. I have got a couple of others in the background, but I'm not training them at the moment, or am I? Yes, I am. So this is the one we're going with now. So we've got a complete forward up front attack, Benteke next to Rossi as a poacher. We've got Kabay as the Mazzala, Mensah, who's really playing well in this ball in midfield role. We've got Soiree on the left. I can change that out for Van Aanholt, but his determination is really low and he's just not very good. I think he'll be a player that leaves. We've got Ward on the right. Perhaps need a more suitable player for that role because he's not quite happy in that role. Maybe I can train him a little bit more into it and look into that. We've got Milijevic in as the deep line playmaker on defend, and then we've got 3 ball playing defenders at the back in front of Wayne Hennessy. So if we get into today's game, because I think we've gone on quite a few games here, this could be quite a longish video today. So we're back for the first game of what will be the month now where I'm trying to keep my job. So we're looking at 16th of January, going up to about 16th of December, looking up to about here, probably Southampton, being games that are going to be critical for us to have anything. So we've got Liverpool home today. We're going to show the Stoke away, and then we've got Huddersfield, Burnley, Bournemouth, Bristol sitting in the cup, and Southampton. So, you know, if you compare it to this run of sort of same amount of games, should be, and we've picked up, what, 3, 6, 9, 10 out of about, what, 20, 21 odd points. So, if we can do similar here, I think our job will be safe. We'll fly up the table a little bit. And but we've got a tough game today against Liverpool, who are second, like I said. Second in the table. Massively behind Chelsea, it must be said. But, a few of those games, okay, Burnley are quite high, Stoke are quite high. But then we've got people like Bournemouth, Huddersfield. I think I mentioned Everton, Bournemouth. Yeah, a few of these in this run. So, and I'm hoping that in those games we can just pick up, maybe turn this draw into a win, and maybe one of these into a couple of these losses into draws, and just try and remain as unbeaten as possible. Which is going to be tough, obviously. I mean, if we lose this Liverpool game, that could well be curtains anyway. So. Without further ado, here we are against Liverpool at home. So we're going to jump straight into the game now. The team's all set up, ready to go. I'm quite happy with the players that are out there. So let's get into it. Hopefully now we can perform the way we have the last couple of games. Just keep the little bit of momentum going. Obviously the West Ham game was a bit of a blip in that, but up until that point we were playing really, really well. So we're going to get passionate with them. We've got nothing to lose today. Still not having the best of luck with the team talks, apart from that one I had at half time against I think it was Watford, and it just really did just turn everything around. For some reason I can't select them all. There we go. So we're going to go assertive for this bit. Go out there and make a difference. A little bit of improvement, but not much. Arsene Wenger apparently is in the risk of the sack. We're leading the sack race at the moment. And then I believe, it was Pochettino. Obviously, he's gone. It is now Wenger behind us, which is ridiculous. But yeah, so we're into the game. So Suarez knocks it up to Rossi. Benteke looking for an early go. Cabaye with an early chance and cleared off the line. Straight away, we're already creating more chances. Hopefully we'll see some more chances come in, a bit more solidity as well. Interesting to see they've got Coutinho playing, who's quite tight. In fact, a lot of their players are tired, and hopefully that will show more in the game. They've interestingly bought Alex Vidal from Barcelona. Who else have they got there? I don't think there's anyone. No, we know about Oxlade-Chamberlain. Yep, that's it that I can see there. So hopefully we can work on that tidiness. Salah's already booked as well, so hopefully things are looking. But they break down the left in space, and they've scored after 20 minutes. Firmino. So already we got some work on. But possession-wise and shot-wise, we're looking the better team. So that is really, really disappointing that we've lost the lead like that at home so soon. But hopefully it's time now to get back into this, and if we can get some highlights going and get some chances, hopefully we can get going. So Ward's looking tired apparently, which I hadn't noticed before the game. Here we go, we've got a chance. Suarez into Rossi, and Rossi again. This man, buy him. He's on a free at the start of the season. If you get him fit, give him the chance to get his fitness up, get in some game time, play him, he will score goals. And it's the man, Benteke. Literally, what's that, 3 minutes between the goals, and we are straight back in the lead. And you can see what I mean about how this tactic has got us going now. Joe Ward, is very bad. He's going to have to come off soon. I don't know if I've got anyone that can play right back on the bench. What do I normally do in that situation? Who do I normally take him for? We'll have to see. I'll try and see if we'll get to half time. Have a look at it then. So as Liverpool come forward just before the end of the half time, if we can just hold out here. Rossi, or can we maybe do another one? Cabaye. I think Benteke was offside there. No, but we've got the corner, and we're not going to get the corner. So all in all, that is a fantastic performance. I think I'm seeing the same again here. Teams are getting results as we're getting results. Obviously Bournemouth are losing, but West Brom beating Swansea. Swansea are bottom. West Brom score after a minute and they're around us. Brighton are a bit higher. Newcastle drawing with Everton. Everton obviously both around us, but Everton certainly are around us. Burnley are losing, but I think they're above us, quite far above us. But yeah, really promising. 7 shots in target out of 10 shots. 52% possession. Somehow we're in possession. That's not what we do. That's not what we're about. We're about, letting them do what they've got to do with the ball, winning it back, turning it over, getting it forward as quickly as possible, and just hitting them on that break. That did not go well. I would hate for a team talk to be the reason we have a very bad second half. So now I've got to learn from what I didn't learn against the Arsenal game, and at some point just try and shut this game out. But at half time it's too soon. If we give Liverpool 45 minutes to run at us and attack us, they're going to hurt us. And here they are, they're the corner. I thought that was too... Yeah, if we give them the chance to run at us, they've got players out there. Firmino, Coutinho, if he's still... Oh, Coutinho's gone off. Salah, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Daniel Sturridge. Players that, they can hurt us. So, I think we're getting to the point, and I didn't realise I didn't take Ward off. And he is absolutely dying out there. But he's having a good game. Don't think I've got any other choice than to bring Van Aanholt on. So I might have to change his role. No. I was thinking of changing him to inverted wing back, thinking that might draw him inside a bit more onto his left foot, but I think that's a bad idea. Who else is struggling out there? Fosu Mensah. So the change I normally do for Fosu Mensah is, I think it's MacArthur. And I think I switched the two. Yeah, MacArthur in there. But Miljevic is struggling as well, as is Suarez. I don't think I want to make all three changes just yet, because that tends to come back and bite you very often. So we'll give it a little bit more time, and we'll maybe look with 10 minutes to go. Let's try and shut this shop up. So we'll bring off one more player. So we're going to go with Kabay is now the worst out of all of them. So we'll bring Sousa in, and then we'll go into the tactics. We will go slightly deeper. Well, I think that's fine. Try and retain possession. I think we can see if we can wasting time a bit more. No, perhaps not. Go much lower with the tempo. What other changes can we make? Go short passing. We won't press so high. And then we're going to go onto defensive. I don't want to go full contain because I think that's just too risky. This should hopefully see us out here. So Rossi's on the ball, middle of the park, out to Suarez, Milosevic. Again, they're still passing really nicely. Nice little triangles going on here in the middle. Rossi through to Benteke. Oh, that would have just put the icing on the cake. 3-1, that would have been home and dry. Interesting to see Joel Matip has just picked up an injury. He's gone off as well, by the looks of it. Yep, he has. Alexander-Arnold's come on. And they're in attack in the last minute. Can we get rid? Oh, Rossi's now picked up a knock as well. And I thought Benteke was going through, but he gave up on it for some reason. And Liverpool shoot wide. That should now run us through to the end, and hopefully that is us in the clear. But oh, Suarez breaks it up. Rossi to Benteke. Can he play? Oh, again, when the strikers, I think they're just dead on their feet out there. They're not chasing the ball down. And a slightly shorter ball, which we've got short passing on, which is surprising. Would have probably seen us through there, but Benteke, can you win the header? That's what you're there for. No. Why is this game still going? Please just blow the whistle. MacArthur. And the whistle's blown. Rossi has got an injury right at the death as well, which is worrying. But a fantastic 2-1 win against Liverpool. And who would ever have seen that coming? We're going to go proud of your performance. And then we're going to do one more. We'll go passionate on this one. I should have gone passionate on the first one, really. Arnholt, he's unhappy with a 2-1 win against Liverpool. Okay, he didn't start, but that just sums the man up. So that's why if I survive, there's a few players I've got my eye on where we're going. So what we'll do now, let's see who have we got against. Where does that put us in the league now? I think have we jumped up a bit there? We're now in 16th. We're all on the same game, so no one's worried about. Swansea have actually leapt up, and Everton are actually now bottom. Wow, okay. Everton, Watford and Bournemouth. 3 very good teams who you wouldn't expect to be down there, but they are, and we're only a point above the drop now, but we're only a few points away from, well, jumping up to sort of 12th really. A couple of wins which we need in this month would see us sort of very much mid-table and hitting, where we're expected to be in the season. So we're going to come back. I think it was Stoke away. Yep. So I'll play forward and we'll come back for that game. See you soon. Just a quick follow up. We're not going to jump into the Stoke game today. I think we'll do that next episode because this video is dragging on quite long enough. But I thought before I get to the Stoke game, which I may record shortly anyway. Pardew's after the Watford job. So this save is really starting to reflect a lot of stuff that's sort of being talked about in real life, which is really interesting. Obviously, Sean Dyche went to Everton. He was very heavily linked with that job when they were looking before. Obviously, they pointed Allardyce. As I'm watching this right now, we've had now Pardew after Watford. He shouldn't even be in line for a job. How he keeps getting work, I do not know. My opinion. And obviously, former Crystal Palace manager as well. He's now, I think today, just joined West Brom as well. So, but what we'll do, we'll leave it here. We'll come back next time. We'll do the Stoke game, and we'll just try and see if we can keep this run going. So, I mean, in theory, next time there should be less to talk about because obviously we've done a big catch up today. So we'll have Stoke and Huddersfield, which are two huge games. Huddersfield in particular. Stoke, obviously beating Liverpool at home, makes us in a position where we're thinking we should be winning that game, but they are 7th in the table. They're a very good team. They're set up to play well. Although Liverpool are second as well, but we need to keep it on. But Huddersfield, Burnley, Bournemouth, those next few games are vital. So join us next time. See you later. Bye.